Joining me right now is Charlie Lima and Rich Froning here at the 2026 BCS Classic. Thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
So since the inception of the BCS Classic, I think it's 17 years now?
17 years. Started in 2010. 2010.
So you've been around since 2019.
Yes.
Competing, right?
Yeah.
So what has been the best evolution of this competition that you've seen from day one to now year 17?
Oh, like 2010?
Yeah, like
today?
just like something you're most proud of, like just you've seen it grow to what it is now. What is something you're most proud of?
You know, even 2010 was awesome, right? Like that was, I went to sectionals in 2010 at.
Me too.
Yeah. And I came back. So that was in Austin. And I snuck in. I got 27th, top 30 go to regionals. And I wanted to bring that back. So whatever that was my second CrossFit event that I've ever done. I just started CrossFit like a year and a half prior to that. And I feel like it was just as cool as what you see today. And honestly, the only difference now is it's a lot bigger. So there's just a lot more athletes, but at the core, it's still the same thing that it was back then.
Okay.
It just seems, it's kind of like if you have a kid and they grow up, like my daughter's about to be 14. She's just like as awesome as she was when she was a baby or 2 or 3, but she's just a much bigger version of herself, you know, more of a woman. So it's kind of like, it's been this very slow, gradual growth, but I love what it is. I love what we're able to do. I love that it gives people this opportunity to challenge themselves, be around their communities. You see how many gyms bring so many teams. Like we have 20 teams from my gym.
Wow.
Know? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll speak from, I've only been here for a short piece of it. Well, I guess kind of long now,
yeah.
but we do a lot of local competitions. That's one thing we're pretty passionate about is trying to hit some of these and have some fun, man. It is small feel, like intimate, really cool, but then you go out there and there are so many people competing.
Over
there's so
1,000
many people here.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So like you get that feel of, oh, there's a big crowd because there's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
But it also, it's you talk to people in between events and it's fun. People are getting their PRs or their firsts of a certain movement or a heavy lift that they don't think they could do, and man, that's what's special, and that's something that we talk a lot about is like have something on the calendar to train for.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it does here is it allows a lot of different people and different levels of people put something on the calendar and throw their hat in the ring.
Absolutely. So a few minutes ago, we were having the welcoming ceremony, and you guys spoke a little bit about Mayhem Faith. If you could kind of touch on why it is so important for the BCS Classic to partner with Mayhem Faith. It's not just a competition we're having here. There's a bigger purpose. So if you could kind of elaborate on that.
Yeah, so there's a long story that I'm going to try to give the short version. I'm going to do my best. But 2019, and I shared about my son's birth, the competition had been going on for several years. When something like that happens, I had to really assess what I was doing in my life in terms of the activities, things that were taking my time. And I had to start eliminating things. I can't stop running the gym. I got to pay my bills, right? I was doing, you spread yourself so thin in so many ways, but when something like that happens, you really start learning how to say no and how to stop.
Wow.
BCS Classic at the time was a big, commitment for me. Every year I'd get ready, I'd start planning, and I really started thinking hard and long is this a good year to do it? I have 4 kids at home. We just had a newborn. He's got this health issue. My wife, very unstable. And God kind of shifted me and he said, look, keep doing the BCS Classic, but it's more than a CrossFit competition.
Wow.
It's a family fitness faith festival. And so for me, and I'm a visionary and probably a dreamer, so I started thinking how could we make this more than just a CrossFit event? And so my vision at the time that I felt like God was leading me towards was make it about families. So we did a bounce house. If you remember that first year, we had a kids arena, Ninja Warrior course. We did worship music, live music. We brought in speakers, and they would share their testimonies all throughout the day. And I thought, man, if Rich Froning would come, this is exactly how it went. If Rich Froning came, that would be amazing. And so I reached out to Jim Hensel, and the rest is history, and that's when he started. So that shifted towards more of, I'll call it that family fitness faith, and that's our core values at our gym. His core values same with service, and so how can we continue to express that in an authentic way that is true to who we are? And so we support Ronald McDonald Charities. When that opportunity came, I told my wife, I said, hey, we have a unique opportunity to support a charity. Who do you think we should support? And this was July of 2019. Well, we'd just gotten back from Ronald McDonald House, so she said that within a second. Well, this, Mayhem Faith support, which started with Mayhem Mission, we had never done an online qualifier. And I, for so many years, have ran this event. And one of my, I don't want to call it frustration, but a pet peeve of mine is when people pick the wrong division. So it's like if you're really an RX athlete and you go intermediate, because all you have to do is click on the button and pay, and you've taken the spot of probably from somebody who needs it. But I also feel bad for the people who go in the division that's higher than they really need to be. So I thought, let's do an online qualifier just to place people. Okay. Well, then you charge for it. Well, those resources for us are not necessary to run the event. So I said, Rich, let's donate these to Mayhem Mission. And it's just a way that we can support what Rich is doing, what we know, Mayhem Mission is doing, and now it's Mayhem Faith. And I even wanted to, this is before I knew they were going to partner with Get Strong, but I even wanted to go to Get Strong Ministries through Mayhem Mission, kind of a mission trip. And so getting to go on that. And then once the partnership with Mayhem Faith, this is, Rich might not even know this, but like what he's doing with Mayhem Faith has been what I've been doing for a long time. Right. Maybe not personally, but just that's the heart of BoomFit. Yeah. It's, we're not a church, but we love people well. And, it's part of our DNA, part of my DNA is I'm a man of faith. Sure. So it's going to come out in anything I do.
Organically.
So if I run a gym, it's just part of that. But, the Mayhem Faith does that in such a beautiful way to help people who want to bring that. So that's a long answer.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. Ours are Faith Family Fitness Service, like Charlie said. Me and Charlie hit it off from the start. We're going to do an Ironman together.
Nice.
But Charlie, Charlie's family. Charlie comes to our house. Like we're family now, and so there's so many parallels. Like he's saying. I've got 3 kids at the house too, so I am limiting the amount of stuff that I do, but this is one thing that it 100% makes sense. It aligns where we have common faith that we share, we have common values, and the family, like he's saying, the fitness side of it we're using with Mayhem Faith is using fitness to show people Jesus, and man, it's just such a cool event and such it feels right being here and being together and. It's literally as dumb as it sounds. It's a no-brainer and something that we are super grateful for over the years, being able to partner and use that money and partnering with Get Strong now. We switched from Mayhem Mission to Mayhem Faith this year, just because it was more authentic to who we are. It's we're using fitness to show people Jesus, and that's exactly what Get Strong's been doing for years. And so I was like, Scott's been part of the Mayhem group for a long, long time, just always there, always helping, always serving. And I was like, hey, Scott, why don't you just do this with us? And he was like, I'm in.
Yeah, no brainer. Makes sense. So I want to pivot for like 1 minute about programming. I know, Rich, you take programming very seriously.
Yep.
And in the world of CrossFit, programming is very highly scrutinized or highly criticized or highly praised. So in an event like this, whether it's 2 days or 4 days, what aspect of programming is like an absolute necessity to have? Like what makes up good programming for a competition?
Oh, man, there's a lot of things. I think, having been here at this same venue over the last couple of years, we know what it's going to look like. There's so many things you've got to think of. One, you want the workout to be good for the athletes. We're trying to put together a well-rounded test, but you want athletes to have fun, really.
Sure.
You want to challenge them. You want to push them at whatever level, whatever division they're at. You want to make sure the workouts make sense for the venue you're in. You've got to think about logistics. You got to think about how movements play together. You got to think about how the team aspects. You don't want to just be like, all right, here's the work, and you guys split it however. If you look at these different workouts, there is relays. There are workouts where we're working together, and then we're splitting. We tried to change it up each workout so you weren't just like, all right, here's the work, get it done. But then you also got to think about judges and how many volunteers we have, and there's so many logistics, and luckily that's him.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. That's a Charlie. And so I'm like, hey, what about this? And he's like, okay, well, we can do that. We can't do this. And so, we go back and forth. And, man, it's super easy to work with him and the team. And it's actually really fun. It's what I love to do is make up workouts and then see them play out. I look at the Mayhem Classic, the event we do that is a spectator event. You're like, all right, how do we balance the spectator experience? Here, we're a little less worried about – we want the spectator to be able to kind of follow if they had to, but some of it's like, we're more worried about the athlete.
Yeah, there's over 1,000 of them.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah. Is there any specific movement within the CrossFit space that is an absolute test? Like, you have to have that. Like, you can't have a competition without that.
I wouldn't look at a specific movement, but I'd say you have to break parallel. You have to pull something from the ground. You've got to run or use some type of cardio machine, and then we've got to have some type of skill. I would say to have a well-rounded CrossFit event.
This is the beauty, because the first year Rich came, he didn't program. And then it was, remember, you're like, hey, I can program. I was like, yes.
I'll only come back if I can program.
If we don't do pistols.
Well, for two reasons it became great. Well, one, Rich, if you've been doing something that is that saying 10,000 hours, you become, you're an expert. Rich just knows, he just knows what makes sense and he knows what doesn't make sense. So he can create whatever. You'd say, hey, we need 10 events, or hey, we need 3 events, or he just knows how to do that.
Yeah.
So that's, for us, huge for BCS Classic, because we're putting out quality programming, which is a huge, it's a huge part of it.
That's what the athletes want.
But the second part, if anybody doesn't like it, I'm like, Rich program.
did it. And I'll wear it. I'm like, hey,
He's
sorry.
the shield.
That's what we're doing.
But what's so funny is, since Rich does it, we don't have any, I'm not kidding you, any complaining.
It's because he's doing it too. That's why.
If you go talk to other events that are this size, I guarantee you they get complaints about programming. But we have, I'm not kidding you, I can't even tell you if I've gotten any.
Wow.
They don't come to me, at least. So
How does that sound, Rich?
I'm sure people are complaining. They're just afraid to say
well,
it.
if they're complaining, it's because it's hard.
It's hard. It is hard.
That's the only thing.
I will not say ours is easy.
I seriously, honestly, in all the years Rich's program, I'm not getting some people at events are like, that was not programmed well.
Yeah.
Like, they're just saying it was over injury bound, or just not smart programming, or so. But we don't.
We've had
that.
some fun ones, man.
Yeah,
There's been some really fun workouts that you're like, on paper, you're like, I don't know about that, and then we get out here and do it, and you're like, okay, that was pretty.
Yes.
They're usually pretty fun. They do suck. A lot of them are really hard, and they're not easy. Yeah. But that's what you throw your hat in the ring for, right?
All right, last one here. This is for each of you. Charlie, what is the best part about working with Rich? And Rich, what is the best part about working with Charlie?
Oh, man, this is easy. I said this. So Rich came 2019. I had followed Rich. I competed at sectionals, so I actually kind of was following him on that. Went to the games watching 2010.
Oh,
and
don't bring it up.
No, literally. But seriously, that was, honestly, I came back super fan, watched them win the next games. So over the years, I was part of that era of people that probably would say they were big CrossFitters, followed Rich's championship. He was a great champion for the sport, huge ambassador for the brand. And then when I met him and we drove back from the event, because the event, he was busy and I was busy. Sure. And so, and man, I said, when I dropped him off, you were injured, actually.
No, my back
you were hobbling.
Jacked,
I was like,
dude.
How many times has this guy had to do stuff like this?
I was hurting. But I remember that.
I remember telling my wife, I said, everybody knows Rich is awesome. Like, if you ask anybody just following him, he's better than that. Like, being around Rich, you become a better version of yourself. He is so true to who he is that it's inspiring. Even now that I've gone to Cookeville, I've hung out with him around his kids, seen him lead his team, and the way he is an inspiration. Wow. And so being around a guy like Rich, man, I feel like I benefit so much from the friendship.
Appreciate that, Chuck.
Yeah.
Man, Charlie's passion. The dude, we were joking, we were pulling in, we were like, Charlie's going to run out here and spear the car. His energy, man, just, like he's saying, he's a dreamer, man. He's like, hey, we're going to do this, and he's going to make it happen. And, man, I'm super inspired. He's been super gracious, just our team with, bringing Austin on with some cool ideas and just different things, and gracious, man. When we come down here, red carpets rolled out. It's the best, man. It's Charlie and his family are our family, so appreciate you, brother.
Awesome. Rich, Charlie, I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time, and congratulations on such a well-run BCS Classic.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it.